Okay guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to turn an old pair of jeans, this one, into a reusable tote bag. So before we get started, I want to talk about why this project matters. So clothing waste is a major problem because so many clothes are thrown away when they could still be reused or repurposed. When clothing ends up in landfills, it takes up a lot of space and can contribute to pollution. Making new clothing and bags uses a lot of resources like water, energy, land, and raw materials. This project is a small way to reduce waste and make something useful from something that we already have. Instead of buying a new tote bag or throwing away old denim, we're extending the life of the jeans and giving them a new purpose. This helps cut down on waste, reduces the demand for new materials, and supports more sustainable habits. This also connects the idea of act local, think global. Making one tote bag at home might seem like a small action, but when lots of people make choices like reusing, repairing, and upcycling, it can create a much bigger impact. Small local actions can help reduce pollution, conserve resources, and lower the amount of waste going into landfills around the world. By the end of this video, you'll have a practical tote bag, like this, made from old jeans, and you'll also be taking a simple step towards a more sustainable lifestyle. Let's get started. And then so one more thing that I forgot to mention is that you're probably going to need a sewing kit for this. So that includes a needle, a thread, that thread could be any color, but I use dark blue because it kind of blends in with the jeans, and also scissors. And for scissors, I kind of recommend like fabric scissors or some pretty heavy duty ones because denim's pretty hard to cut through with normal scissors. So yeah. Alright guys, so the first thing you're going to do is find your old pair of jeans, of course. And so we're going to be making like the bulk of the bag, like from the bottom, like from the legs part. So I think for mine, I'm probably going to do mine around like 40 centimeters long. And so as you can see here, I have my measuring tape and I put that on my jeans. And so when you're measuring your jeans, make sure you put them like flat on the ground or wherever surface you're working on. And so with my little chalk thing, I marked 40 centimeters. And so I did that on both legs. And make sure it's flat, as I said before, and you're doing the same width on both legs of the pant, so it's even. Once you mark that, you can cut one of the legs off and cut the other side too. But make sure this is really even, because if you don't cut it even, it'll look kind of like lopsided almost. But you're gonna sew it, so it's not the end of the world if you cut it uneven. Just try to make it as even as you can. But once you're done cutting both sides, like this, as you can see on screen right now, you're gonna want to cut up both of the legs that you just cut off, like those two leg portions of the jeans. And so what I mean by cut up is like you make it into one like flat piece of fabric and on both sides. So as you can see here, both things are flat. And after this, I know they both kind of look uneven, but I try to make them as even as I can by cutting it. And so once you're done with that, you're gonna want to like flatten that out. At this point, I'm marking 3 inches from the bottom corners of my jeans that I cut out. And so this is the portion of your jeans where you're gonna like use them to fold it, so you actually create like the bag structure. And then from here, place the outside of your jeans, like the part that you can see, on the inside of your 2 layers that you cut out. So then, because you're gonna sew like the inside and we're gonna flip it out eventually, so at this point, sew the left and the right side and also the bottom. And then so you see where my fingers are right now, you're gonna want to like sew alongside that hole on both sides. And then so once you're sewing there, you pretty much have your structure completed, so you can go ahead and turn your bag inside out, and boom, that's your bag without the straps. And so for my straps, I just cut off like the top part where your belt goes, and I used like pretty much my waist size was big enough to the fact that I could just use like one strip for both straps of the bag. And so I cut the big strap in half. And so you're gonna put your straps like this and sew the bottom part like to the inside of the bag, but you gotta fold it in a really specific way, like I'm showing you right now. And once you got that, you got 2 like very usable straps. And so by creating a new bag that's like this, you're participating in upcycling, and you're also cutting methane emissions by reducing landfill waste. And you're also skipping the very carbon emission heavy manufacturing of a new bag. So yeah, thank you guys for sticking around the whole video. I put a lot of effort into it, and make sure to make sustainable actions and think smart, and be sure to act locally and think globally. Thank you guys for watching.